Okay, so I just want to do a couple of questions where we have acceleration in terms of V. And then we're going to look at resisted motion. So if the acceleration is in terms of V, say we have like 10 minus V squared on 10. And initially it's at rest at O. Okay. Then what we want to do is find V in terms of X. We want to find out something about, the height of the particle or the position of the particle, so we're after X. Okay, so what we need to do here, we need to replace acceleration with V dV on dx. So when it's in terms of V, you replace it with V dV on dx. So we've got acceleration, let's start up here, equals 10 minus V squared on 10. Okay, and we've got V equals 0 when X equals 0. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 100 over 10, because if you get a common denominator like this, then it makes it a lot easier to solve it. So replace the acceleration with dV on dx. When you're going from acceleration up, you're actually just replacing the acceleration with V dV on dx. And then what we're going to do is we're going to collect the V's together. So this is V on 100 minus V squared dV equals 1 on 10 dx. And then integrating both sides, you have two choices here. You can do it, we're just going to do it with the plus C, and then I'll quickly show you how you could do it without the plus C. So looking at this, that should be minus 2, so it's minus a half. So it's going to be minus a half ln 100 minus V squared equals 1 on 10x plus C. So when X equals 0, V equals 0. So that's minus a half ln, this will help us find the constant, equals 0 plus C. So we've got what C is. So that means that minus a half ln 100 minus V squared equals 1 on 10x plus C, which is minus a half ln 100. Alright, so let's group the logs together. So you've got a half ln 100 minus a half ln 100 minus V squared equals 1/10 x, because we're going to get V by itself. Alright, and so looking at this now, we then have, take the half out, so that's ln 100 over 100 minus V squared equals 1 on 10x. Ln 100 on 100 minus V squared equals, I'm going to times by the 2, so I get x on 5. 100 on 100 minus V squared equals e to the x on 5. If I flip that, that actually means that then I get 1 on e to the x on 5, which is e to the minus x on 5. So I'll rewrite this over here and make life a little bit easier. So looking at that, then we have 100 minus V squared on 100 equals e to the minus x on 5. 100 minus V squared equals 100 e to the minus x on 5. Minus V squared is 100 e to the minus x on 5 minus 100. V squared equals 100 minus, I'm just changing the sign, e to the minus x on 5. So V is plus or minus the square root of 100 minus 100 e to the minus x on 5. And initially it's at 0, so we don't really know which way it's going to move. I'm going to take the 100 out, and that's 1 minus e to the minus x on 5. Sometimes with these questions, just note they like to ask, the limiting velocity. So you make x go to infinity, that will go to 0, and it'll be like plus or minus 10.